Hey.
Are you ready? The sound heard around the world. Coming to you from the Badger's Den in Mount Vernon, Ohio. This is Four Pillar Podcast with Matt, the Honey Badger, Goddard Meyer, and Ian, Vanilla Gorilla, Lashley.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Four Pillar Podcast. We stand for faith, family, fitness, and finance. And it is me, Ian Lashley. I have Matt, the Honey Badger, Goddard Meyer. And today we also have a guest. We have Aaron Chaney. He actually has a super awesome story, and he's been here training with us at the gym for a really long time. He was actually with us, I believe, you started at the South Main Street location, right? Across from Domino's.
Correct.
The building that smelled funny all the time.
No. Parrot Street.
Parrot Street. Okay,
Street
I couldn't remember if you were
in the beginning.
Beginning of Parrot Street. Gotcha. So you've been with us for almost like 4. Has it been 4 years?
February of 18.
Okay.
19. 18? When was it, Matt?
It might have been
about
18.
5 years.
I mean, you were gone for a little bit, which we'll probably get into, but yeah, it's going on.
I believe it's 18. It was 18.
Yes. And one of the reasons Matt and I wanted to actually have you come in today is because you actually have an amazing story. For one, an insane transformation story. I mean, Matt was just talking about your Dr. Pepper shirt or whatever.
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola T-shirt. Where you were a larger guy, and now you're a lean, mean, getting after it machine, baby.
Yes.
So. And also there's a couple other stories I know we're going to talk about. You had to overcome some other obstacles, and you stayed in shape and healthy the whole entire time, and you overcame a lot of stuff. So I think it's going to be an amazing story, very motivational, and just for other people to be inspired. And you inspired me because I realized that I can I shouldn't complain about anything because I have way less things I had to deal with than you had to deal with, and you're just killing it. So, but anyway, so do you like to go ahead and I guess I kind of just give a background. Go ahead and introduce yourself about, tell us about, how you got started, who you are and all that good stuff.
Okay. 37. Have a couple jobs. I work at a livestock collection point full-time. I'm working part-time at an urgent care for a private MD. Let's see what else about me. I've been married since 2015. I have a partner named Curtis Spalding. We live here in town. What got me into the gym was a Facebook post about a free session of physical training, like personal training. That's what got me, started. And
so you never really thought about doing this till you saw that and you thought maybe I'll
thought about, working out or this and that, but I didn't know nothing about nothing. I never lifted a weight until I started with Matt back in 18.
So you never exercised or anything before that?
No. Aside from, typical nothing, throwing the ball in the yard. That's it.
Yeah.
Never. No.
And where were you at? What made you say, okay, I got to do something. I got to try this?
Yeah, because it's really interesting because like Matt and I talk about this a lot of times. Like we have some people, right, that obviously something, triggered you to be like, I want to do this. And you stayed with it. And we're like, well, what's that thing that like tips people to be like, boom, I want to do this. And they don't stop.
Just feeling terrible. The very first thing was I quit smoking in 17. Well, then I gained another 15 to 20 pounds. And then it just, it got to the point where I was bending over and I just couldn't breathe, couldn't, tie my shoes. Nothing was fun anymore because I was just too fat and out of shape.
Yeah. Just
period. I was just too out of shape. So it started with I quit smoking in 17, the next year came around and then I just had to do something and I didn't really know where to go. And then I just kept seeing it on Facebook several times. And then that morning I don't know what, I just sent the message probably to you, over Facebook. I was like, hey, I want to come in and do that. Let's see what this is all about.
And then you set up your first appointment with me and I think you were like 20 minutes late.
I got a speeding ticket.
Oh, that's right. You got the speeding ticket. That's what it was.
Jeez. So tell us a little bit about how much progress have you had? I know you've done in-body scans, and you were also saying, what did you initially weigh when we were talking about the Coca-Cola T-shirt?
Yeah, back then I was seeing 215, 216, 17 on the scale. You know how you fluctuate the 4 or 5 pounds or whatever. but it was in the teens over. Yeah. Today I weighed 185.
And you look like a completely different person.
I feel like a completely different person.
Yeah, because I looked at your, your before and after, like your before picture, like way back then or whatever, and I was like, man, I wouldn't even recognize you. Yeah. Like, I mean, for a good thing, like you look amazing.
Yeah.
What about your in-body scan? What about body fat and stuff? What have you done for body fat?
So we got this scan, I think you guys got it in October of 22. I was 22.6% body fat. I weighed 193.2. And then today, this morning, I weighed 185.2. And then my percent body fat is 16.1.
Wow. That's freaking huge.
So,
I mean,
well, and we didn't have this back in the day, but your body fat percentage day one
was probably higher than that.
Yeah.
Extremely. You know, day one, it was probably, if it's 20, I would say 28 or
28 or 30 or something like
that. Yeah.
That is insane. What is one thing that motivates you when you don't feel like coming into the gym? Like, what do you like the days you wake up and the bed's extra soft and you don't want to roll out of bed? Like, what's something that drives you to be like, okay, I got to get up and do this anyway?
When you walk out of these doors after your session, the way that you just feel amazing. You're ready to go for the day. It's like you get this energy force when you're here and you finally get through it and you're moving through. It's like when you leave, it's like a sense of accomplishment, and you do that, and then you start your entire day like way up here, just accomplished. Like, I got out of bed. I did that. I, completed that.
Right.
And what kind of,
essentially it's that feeling of accomplishment. So
I agree. And you're with Christine now, and what kind of stuff do you guys do?
A lot of body weight. It's goodness.
A little bit of everything.
It's everything. Yeah. It's not like super heavy lifts. It's oh God, what is it? Full body workouts with dumbbells, man. It's full body workouts with a little bit of extra weight than what you're typically carrying around or whatnot.
Right.
I've learned a lot with her that you don't have to pick up 150 pounds and do it over. It's the movement within picking up the 40-pound dumbbell or the 30-pound dumbbell. You feel you don't need a 100-pound dumbbell to accomplish what I'm getting,
Right.
It's a whole thing. I don't know how to explain it.
Sure. What's the number one thing you've learned? Is that what you would say, or you say there's something you learned as far as fitness tips or tricks, or just something you learned that was really interesting to you?
With her, just in general, all the way around. Like, it depends on your goal. Whatever your goal is, you just have to focus on that. Or I guess I'm not sure what I'm trying to say here. What's the question?
No, you're right. I just asking, like, just what's something you learned? I know you already shared something, but is that like the number one thing you learned from exercising all these years now?
Number one thing I've learned, oh goodness, time under tension.
Ooh, that's a good word.
Time like under tension.
Yeah, will
get you where you want to be. It reverts back to, it doesn't necessarily have to be that super heavy weight, but if you have that 25-pound dumbbell and your time under tension is longer, you're still going to get the goal. You're going to reach the goals that you want. Time under tension.
I like that. That's a good answer. That's a really good answer. Because it takes thousands and thousands of pressure to make a diamond, baby.
Yeah.
And then a couple days a week you're working out in a group. How do you like that with those guys?
We push each other. We don't even mean to. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'm still trying to keep up with Bryce. I always try to keep up with Bryce.
Is he the leader of the whole?
He's the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah.
That's what he says. He just
that's crazy. You guys do that group, and then he goes in the other room and works out longer.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
Well, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, something else I wanted to bring up. You have all these metrics and what's changed with your body. I wanted to bring up. Talk about the person who walked in on day one versus the person who's sitting here right now. outside the gym?
Confidence. The person that walked in the gym the first time, I didn't know what I could achieve. I didn't know that, I didn't know what was in the beast within, or whatever you want to say. You know, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know the strength within. You know what I mean? And coming and showing up and being accounted for over and over and over these past years have shown me the strength that I do actually have.
And would you say that has, I mean, affected you in the other parts of your life?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That spirals into every aspect of my life. You know,
Work, relationships, everything.
Yeah. You know, I'm working out 4 days a week minimum. You know, occasionally I'll come in a second day if I'm bored or keep me on the straight and narrow, the good path. I'll come back in and get on the treadmill. Typically, is if I don't know what to do, I'll just come and walk.
Yeah, that's
You know.
more studies now are showing walking's better to burn fat anyway and stuff than even running is. So
Yeah, that what is it? The 3 miles an hour, 12 incline for 30 minutes. That stuff's
that's a good
real.
workout. Yeah.
I see you doing
it works.
that, man.
Yeah, it does.
What now if you don't care we talk about this too, something else that inspired me how you handled it obviously is you had recently had your son that passed away. So just with other people that could be dealing with loss of somebody, that grief and everything that goes into that, what's something that helped you get through that, or how did you manage that?
Through the grief, is that
through the whole entire process? Is there something that you could share to others that you'd recommend to help deal with all that?
the working out, it kind of covers up some of the other pain. The physical pain covers up some of the other pain that you're experiencing, and it's keeping yourself busy. Like when I come into the gym, it keeps me busy.
Yeah.
And it stems like even for the night before, like I have to make good decisions the night before. I can't get up and come into the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning. And that's, I kind of use the gym as an excuse that I have to do better or be better, make better decisions, or I can't come in and meet the goals that I want, things like that. And if I can, for a year and a half, I was in a super dark place. Yeah. So, and I wanted to show up and be at the gym. So I slowly stopped making those bad decisions, and it just spiraled into, I haven't drank in 3 months now.
Yeah. I was ready to ask, alcohol, I assume, right? You're saying
bad. Yeah.
Obviously, if you're drinking up late, drinking alcohol, it makes it hard to get up at 6 a.m. and work out.
And I was just, sick of missing sessions and letting people down. And so, yeah.
Did the drinking, from my time with you, I know you like to go out and have a good time, but after it happened with Gage, did it get worse?
The worst it's ever been in my life.
Yeah.
And
I think you had taken a break before that all happened.
Fucking COVID.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
COVID, I told myself I'll never let, but the shutting the gyms down kind of it put me into kind of fell off, but then things started opening back up, and it was, I guess I didn't know what else to do other than when everything had, like, it was COVID and then everything happened with Gage. I reverted back to, I knew that there was that sense of strength. I knew, something to look forward to. All my muscle was withering away. I wasn't feeling good. And it was all the above, the drinking, all of it. I just wanted to be done with it. And when I stick to my plan here, the 4+ days a week, the mental clarity, all of it, it's not just physical, it's mental. When you come in here and you do what you set out to do, and then you walk out those doors like, yeah, I got that, I did that.
And how do you feel about, I don't know if you'd call yourself sober, but going back to when, you maybe just kind of partied occasionally and the place you're at now, do you like it better? Is it a struggle for you still? Do you miss it?
No, the more days that go by, the easier and better it is.
Yeah.
As of now.
To not drink, you're saying?
Correct.
Not,
Yeah. I'm really, striving for the goals. I want a 6-pack. I've never had a 6-pack in my life, so I have to continue the diet and exercise to achieve that. And, with the percent body fat that I'm seeing, it's just going to continue.
That's a very good goal. I mean, I think, I think it's important too. Did you kind of, like your whole journey, did you kind of set like little goals or things? It may not, I assume when, maybe when you first started exercising, like the first day you walked in, you may or may not have been like, I want to have a 6-pack, but you could have been like, well, I want to lose, a couple pounds or something like that. How did that?
Most of the goals that I've set were like weight goals. And then recently with all these scans that kind of breaks it down so good for you, it's not necessarily things are forever evolving with me, like on my goals and like life and everything. And initially it was the weight goals, but now it's more of a percent body fat and the 6-pack now.
Well, I mean,
absolutely.
You could stay at 193 and lose the body fat percentage, and again look like a completely different.
Right.
I think people get hung up on the weight part, and
I'm learning
that doesn't necessarily tell the whole story.
Yeah.
This is kind of off topic a little bit, but I saw a reel the other day, and the boss was saying, if you don't have a 6-pack, you don't work for me. And
okay.
And his point was, he was talking to another guy who says, when you look at someone who's in shape, they're a hard worker. They don't get distracted by BS. They mean business. And this other guy was saying, if you don't have one, you don't work for me. If you can't maintain your body, then you can't work for my company. And I think that's maybe
a little extreme,
but
if
it's kind of an interesting,
anyway,
I do see some truth to that, because imagine like yourself, you're a trainer, you're physically fit, both of you. If somebody is 225 pounds and they don't look like you guys look, why would somebody want to?
I don't think this guy worked at a gym or anything. He was just a businessman.
It was just like a company for CEO or something.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, that is also a good point, though, too, right? I mean,
gotcha.
It's going to be harder to have somebody want to personal train with you if if you're super overweight or something like that as well.
That is one thing that you immediately notice with people. If you're physically taking care of your body and you're paying attention to what goes into it and your output and everything, you care more about anything else that you're dealing with.
You're probably on top of everything else.
Yes,
in your
because
life too.
the effort that you're putting into yourself. It all goes together, for sure.
I like that. That's a good idea.
You'll probably implement it Monday at our staff meeting.
Does that mean I'm gonna have to fire you?
Yes.
So nutrition, right? So we didn't touch on that yet. So with everything, what are you eating and stuff like that? Like, what would you recommend that other people eat too, that helps you?
Fruit. I eat a ton of steak, a ton of beef, fish, and chicken. That's my go-to. My go-to is basic chicken, but fish, steak. If I go out to a restaurant, I'm picking, it doesn't even matter anytime, any meal that I have, the first thing I'm focused on is how much protein can I get? And then it's followed up with, good carbs. I've tried it all. Back when I first started, 18, 19, whatever, it was like what's the carb diet? The keto. Well, then I just ate as much as I freaking possibly could, as long as it was keto.
Right.
The only thing that specifically worked for me is counting calories, low calorie, low carb, high protein, period. And then I eat fruit all day long, as much as possible. And then I love ice cream. The only ice cream I eat is Halo Top. It's $5 a freaking tub, but I
delicious.
Eat it.
It's still super good, isn't it?
Is it good?
It's really good. Yeah.
The first couple, one or two that you get, you'll notice a difference. But then once it's regular, it's like, and like I don't drink just to finish that though. The first couple tubs of ice cream you get, you'll notice a difference. But then after that, you're like, man, that stuff's good.
It's good. Yeah.
The caramel brownie, whatever, chocolate caramel brownie thing is my jam right now. The strawberry is delicious. Like, you can't beat that stuff. It's expensive to eat healthy, but it is what it is. That Halo Top's where it's at. And then
is that an every night thing for you?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It depends on the week. Like, but when you see it, like it's 360 calories for this. I had it last night. It was 19 grams of protein.
Yeah, there's protein in it too.
So yeah.
And it's with like the whole quart. It comes in quarts,
the whole
right?
thing.
Yeah, so you can eat literally a quart of ice cream and it has like 300 calories in it.
Compared to 1,000 or whatever if you eat regular ice cream like that.
So it's
no
like
protein.
1,000.
Yeah, with no protein. Like, that's my go-to is it's protein and then followed up with secondary stuff. Pop. It's funny, that shirt, I only wore that shirt because it was the thinnest shirt I had. I don't even drink pop.
Right.
I hate pop. But that was like when about the time that I started the transition. It's a lifestyle change. It's not just it can't be a fad.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to, it being a fad. It's consistency, and you have to work for it.
Right.
Like, I quit smoking, and then I quit. I don't drink pop. I don't drink sugar tea. That's like sugar water. You know?
Do energy drinks or juices or sports drinks or anything?
My energy drinks.
Yeah.
I'm like a crackhead with caffeine.
Yeah.
But
I've been about as bad lately too, so I can't say anything.
Yeah.
Matt's an angel.
And water.
Doesn't drink any caffeine.
Yeah, that makes me an angel. I drink water.
That'll be, eventually we'll cut out some caffeine, but not right
now. And so what about vegetables? Do you eat vegetables at all?
I do, but I would probably not as much. I eat more fruit probably than vegetables. I started an air fryer. I love sweet potato fries that you just cut up, make them at home, put them in the air fryer. They're so good.
My wife and I have an air fryer as well too. It's very good.
Yeah,
you don't have to use as much oil on stuff either.
Yeah. I typically I make fries with it.
Right.
Essentially.
What is your number one meal you like to go to? Let's ask you about this and cheat meals and stuff like that. What do you do? Do you believe in cheat meals? Do you do anything like that? Or
if I do, I would consider cheat meals as just ordering whatever I want at a restaurant, but I still
do you still fit in your calorie limit? Okay, that's what I was wondering. I'm
more freely with the I'll
right.
I don't know, 2-3 times a month I'll probably eat an excessive amount, like a huge meal.
Yeah.
And
how many times a month?
Care. 3 or 4 times, once a week.
I do it twice a week.
Care. Yeah.
It's not going to ruin anything.
Sour Patch Kids is my issue. I still eat sugar. I can eat a whole bag of Sour Patch Kids. Like,
that's funny. That's my choice of candy when I have my cheat time. Yeah. Have you had a Sour Patch Kid, Matt?
I've had quite a few Sour Patch Kids. Have you ever met me before? The sweet tooth in this room right now could. But, I'll try the Halo Top. I've never had it. I have real ice cream, but the 2 nights I have the kids, we go out and we get it, and I have as much of it as I want. And I stay away from it the rest of the time.
See, I'm more frequent, so I have to eat a little better the more frequency. If I only did it once a week or so, that still learning, still.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you feel like you still are at that point where, like, how would I describe this? Like, with your Sour Patch Kids, maybe your coworkers got some. You're like, I'm just going to have a couple. And then it's like, oh, let me finish that box. And then it's like, oh, I'm going to go buy my own. Or do you feel like that part, especially when I quit drinking, the sweet tooth thing, it was like, that's what I used to substitute. Yeah. And now it took me a while to.
I think it comes in waves. Like, you're real good on your diet for a few 2-3 weeks, and then you have a little rough week, and you jump right back on. That's kind of, I'm still, even with, good results, I'm still riding the wave. still putting it all together. Like with this is this in-body scan is really showing me not only are you're thinking it, you're seeing it, feeling it. This is really black and white and explains it to a T and really helps put it all together. And then, like, especially with the fluctuation of the couple pounds of weight and seeing the muscle mass going up. And it's I seen something, a video talking about, it was like referencing bodybuilders and building a home or building a house. You have to have more material to build a bigger house. You have to have more food to build a bigger house.
Right.
And versus, so like seeing it on the paper here, losing the 5 pounds and losing 2 pounds of muscle and then gaining the 5 pounds and gaining the 2 pounds of muscle, really putting it all together with this in-body scan, helping me understand it.
You brought up calories. Where are you at on a daily basis about?
The last, I haven't counted really hard lately.
I mean, would you guess it's around
3,000? That is got to be what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because I just ate Bob Evans and I had probably 1,400 calories.
Right.
Like I breakfast food. I love breakfast food, you know, and like, yeah, I don't know.
And then you're at your body weight for protein every day. 190
minimum. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So every day I'll have at least one protein shake and at least one protein bar on top of my normal eating.
And then really quick, I had a question. So you see the tattoo, it says ride the wave.
Yeah.
Right. Is that kind of like your motto for like motivation, is ride the wave? Say you said ride the wave, which I like that saying.
When everything happened with Gage, my very good friend Jamie Mormon, she said, Aaron, you got to just ride the wave, man. This is a wave in your life and you have to ride it. And I've ever since then, in getting the tattoo and whatnot, I've kind of incorporated that with a lot of aspects of your life. Rather it's a good wave, a bad wave, doesn't matter what it is. You just got to ride it, and this too shall pass, or you move on to the next chapter, however you want to say it.
And at your lowest or at your darkest, this was something I wanted to ask you. Like, it probably would have been really easy to stay where you were at. Oh, yeah. And I think a lot of people do that. Yep. And they can always use that, well, this happened to me and I'm to this and I'm to. What was it inside of you that said, I got to pick myself back up and not only get back to the gym, but to being the person you wanted to be and living the life you wanted to live?
I've been telling myself that that's not what my son would have wanted. So he would have wanted everything but what I was doing or getting worse at doing. So yeah, that my mom.
Yeah.
So there's some others there too, but the main two. So
okay,
that's awesome.
Sorry, go ahead.
It is, Matt. It is easy to sit there and waller in pity or whatever.
And for a while, and to a certain extent, no one could blame you for doing that.
Right.
You just lost.
Right. Yeah. It's still, even with everything, like every day, I have to wake up and remind myself that really happened. And I have to get up and move. It's called like move forward, not move on. I'll never move on, but I have to move forward. Yeah.
Life doesn't stop.
Is there anything before we wrap it up, do you want to share with us anything that you'd like to share or anything like that?
If you ever have insecurities in your life or feel like you can't do it, go to a gym and lift something up, walk, doesn't matter. Find anything, even if it's not the gym, and complete it and remind yourself, that you did that. I did that, set a goal and achieve it, because you can. You are 1,000% stronger than what you actually think you are. Like that's, humans are, it's amazing. Our minds, our bodies, we're 10 times stronger than we can even imagine. We just have to tap into it or find out but you have to find that strength within, you know.
Well, I don't think you can get control of the body you want until you have it up here.
Yeah.
Right. I think it starts in your head.
Yeah. You have to keep fighting, keep pushing through. That's all we can do.
That's very beautifully said.
Yeah.
If you believe it. Did you have anything, Matt?
No, you can wrap it.
Okay. If you believe it, you can achieve it. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button or the like button or whatever button you hit to continue to listen to us. We'll see you in the next episode. Thanks, Aaron, for coming in. You're awesome, man.